Hello, welcome, greetings, salutations, every good people of the world. Welcome to the Mad Poet Show. I am the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society. Thank you for being here. Having a good time. Having a good day today. Got a good walk 6 miles earlier today. That was awesome. Had some students this afternoon. Also awesome. And now I'm doing a show. And that's also awesome. So no complaints. Hard to complain when things are going well. We are playing my 53rd album titled Partially Inexplicable. Our first song was called Mistaken Identity. When I was doing this particular album, sometimes what did I just do? I just did something bad. What did I do? Did I break anything? I didn't break anything. Okay. I can move forward. Sometimes when I'm setting up song titles for my albums, I get, real serious, like on, my 55th album, Patron Saint of Murderers, I had like the Castle of the Crimson Knight and all the really cool stuff. This one I'm just kind of silly on. So it's just kind of a silly album. This next song, it's called Float Like a Rock. always been a very fun album for me to play. I don't know. This was is an interesting kind of part of the development. As I got to this album, I found that this was a very fun song, a very fun album for me to perform, and also I really enjoyed listening to this album. I feel like I got some very good riffs on this. And this was one of those periods where I was putting out an album a week. And this was before that. That's right. At my 55th album, again, I started putting out an album a week. This one I kind of been taking my time on, back on albums 51 through 54, and then I bumped my speed up again on 55 to 64. And in that period, I felt like that was some of my best work when I was doing those really rapid fire albums. But this one, I feel like the riffs really worked on this, and this was right before. So it was 2 albums before The Patron Saint, and on that one, I felt like I really made a fairly significant change in my production. So this was kind of the tail end of this era of my production, and so on Patron Saint, I made a fairly big jump, and then on Incomprehensible Isolations, where I made my most significant jump in production. But even I was out on my walk today, and I put in Dragon's Dreams, which is my 22nd album, and I definitely quite a bit older. That was from a few years ago, but I didn't care for the tone of the guitars. I'm like, okay, yeah, that definitely needs some work, but I still did enjoy the music. It's kind of cool going back to my older work and being like, do I still like this? Do I still feel like I did something reasonably well here? And I'm like, yeah, there's some enjoyable music on this. It was pretty cool. So there's that. It's my water. I need water. Seems like I was definitely on a Phrygian kick. These couple songs, I think a lot of songs in this one are in Phrygian. The last one was, this one is. There's a few more coming up. Phrygian is a great mode for heavy metal music. It's pretty awesome. If you're watching and you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, modes are a type of scale in music. That's all that's really going on there. So you can think of it as a scale. Nonetheless, let's move forward here. This piece is in E Phrygian. It's called You Have No Idea. I haven't played this album in like, gosh, I think probably like 8 months or so. So every song that comes up, I'm like, I don't know what this song sounds like. I have no idea what's going on. That's my usual standard state of being, is just having no idea what's going on. It's a good way to live. But I've got my sheet music here. You can see that we're 96 beats a minute. You can see that we're in G minor. What more could boy ask for? I got all the information I need. Let's do this. For an appropriate song title, this is called What Happened? Isn't that the great thing is, I get done with a song like this, and I just kind of got to wait for it to scroll past the way I'm set up. I have no idea what song's even coming up on this one, though. This one, I know what's going on in this song. A very upbeat piece here, 131 beats a minute. For those who are playing along on your, your euphoniums and your fiddles and your harmonicas, this one's in A minor. It's called Bottom of the Hill. Hey, we got Recursive Trauma coming in on Kick.com. Hola, right back at you, Sean. Hope things are going well. I saw that you put a video up of you playing Fernando Sor on the Discord. I haven't been on the Discord yet. I got the notification on my little smarty phone thing, but I haven't actually listened to it. I am looking forward to hearing that because that's awesome. I do love me some Fernando Sor. For those who may not be familiar, Fernando Sor was a classical guitar composer back in the early 1800s. I think my main Fernando Sor piece that I perform is the Grand Solo, written in, I believe, 1823. And I like using that one as an example because I've had a lot of people think that they believe that the idea of drop D tuning is this new thing in heavy metal. And it's like, dude, Fernando Sor wrote the Grand Solo on classical guitar in 1823 using drop D tuning. It's not new. It's not new. Alternate tunings have been around for as long as tunings have been around. And yeah, Fernando Sor, man, there's some great pieces of material that guy wrote. It's very worth, if you are a classical guitar person, learning and listening to Fernando Sor works is a very fine choice indeed. Big fan, love it. So I am looking forward to hearing that. Thanks for stopping in, and wherever you're coming in from, thank you very much for being here, streaming out to 15 different websites. Coming in from Kick, DLive, LiveSpace, Twitch, Trovo, what else we got? YouTube, Picardo, Vaughn, Nemo, Rumble, Facebook, the other Facebook, or if you're just looking at it from themadpoet.net. We're live there as well now, thanks to the awesome, talented, and beautiful Miss Sarah. She did just a great job of revamping the website. So yeah, thank you very much for being here. Good stuff. If you're new to what we're doing here, I am the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society. This is what we do. And it's a good time. We're playing my 53rd album, titled Partially Inexplicable. Very enjoyable album for me. I hope you are enjoying it as well. Sean says, spent the last year really focusing on playing from sheet music. That's a great idea. And whether you're using standard notation or tablature, being able to interpret off of the page is great. And particularly for classical guitar, because so many of those pieces were not recorded by the original musicians. I mean, that was pre-recording technology. And yeah, the ability to actually read sheet music is great. But again, if you're using tablature, and some people really frown on using tablature, I do not. I think it's great. It's an excellent tool, particularly for guitar. And I find it also interesting that tablature is something else I've had people say that they think it's this newer thing. Again, mostly for rock musicians. And it's like, no. The earliest string tablatures we've got are from like the 1500s, but pre-guitar. There was, tablature before guitar, and the earliest tablatures known for any instrument were actually for organ. A tablature is any kind of sheet music that's just a graphic representation of an instrument. And so the earliest tablatures we know of were actually organ tablatures, which is great. Oh, Sean says, I took a course on Renaissance guitar. The tab notation is it is. And just knowing the history of it and seeing how it's changed, through the precursors to the guitar, to modern day, and really in studying even standard sheet music, when you look back at the Gregorian chant days, Gregorian chant is named for Pope Gregory. Pope Gregory is also attributed as the first person to start writing sheet music down in what would become modern notation. And if you look up, really old sheet music, it's usually only 4 lines instead of 5. It's got little squares on it instead of circles, and it's very different, very cool looking. And I'm just a fan of sheet music in general. I write, I'm looking at sheet music as we speak. Where's the right screen for that? So this is what I see, this is what I'm reading off of, and I do have tablature here. I also have standard sheet music. I think it's a great combo. And that's how I compose my albums, is in sheet music. That works very well for me. And I find it very artistic. Just looking at sheet music, I'm like, cool. And sometimes I'll like open up one of my albums and I'll just look at all the notes. On an average album of mine, I will compose generally about 60 to 80,000 notes for one album. That does not include my improvisational solos. That's just all the stuff that's going to go in. That does not include the tablature, does not include the doublings and stuff. So it's a lot, and I just look at it, I'm like, where did that come from? It's Chris, like, man, I wrote a lot of notes in here. That is so cool. And so yeah, I think it's, I think it's a great look. It's just, like I said, artistic. I totally dig it. So nonetheless, yes, I am looking forward to hearing your rendition of Fernando Sor. I believe you said you did Opus 60 number 1, which is, everything in Opus 60 is worth playing. Opus numbers, again, for those who don't know, are generally just assigned to a particular composer. Their first work will be Opus 1, second work is Opus 2. It doesn't have to be, though. I know there are some very well-known composers that would assign just like what appeared to be random opus numbers to their work, and it drives the taxonomist crazy trying to figure out, okay, why is this Opus 11 but it came out before Opus 4? What is wrong with this person? And I completely am on board with those people being crazy like that. And you got some more recording coming. That's awesome. Like I said, I will definitely get in and take a listen to that. Before long, I don't get on my Discord all the time, so sometimes it'll be like, people put a question up there for me, and it'll be like 3 days later, I'm like, I should look at my Discord. I should answer this question. Because for those who may need to know, the Mad Poet, I am a freaking airhead. There we go. Let's play some more rockin' music. This one's in B minor. Actually, no, you know what I was talking... I'm not sure. This is either B minor or F sharp Phrygian. Those would be the same key signature. But just looking at it, I'm like, I'm not sure what my tonal center is here. Let's find out. This is called A Reason to Bleed. Okay. I'm going to go with B minor on that. That felt more like B minor. So sometimes when we're teaching and learning these music theory concepts, sometimes it feels like there should be much more ready answers to some of these things. And certainly in textbooks, it's like, this is the tonal center. It's like, here's how you find the tonal center. Sometimes it's really not an easy answer to look at. And sometimes there's not just one right answer. It can very much be open to interpretation. That song, on another time playing it, I might feel more resolved at F sharp. Some other times I might feel more resolved at B. Definitely felt more like that was a B minor thing in this particular run through, but who knows if that will be the same next time. This one, I believe, is in, I think that this has an E minor key signature, but I think it's more of a B tonality, which would put us in a B Phrygian for this one. Is that what we got going on? I don't know. I do know we're all going to be here someday, though. This song is titled Burial Chamber. Trying to figure out where we're at in the album at this point. I think this album has 11 tracks on it. Yes, it does. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, I see what do we got coming up here? Okay, cool. Twitch Brewer on YouTube coming in. Hey, thanks very much for coming in and giving me the heavy metal horns. Greatly appreciated at all times. Hope you are enjoying the show. I don't believe I recognize your username, so if you're new to what we got going on here, thank you very much for coming in. And of course, for anyone out there who's new to what's going on, I am the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society. Tonight we are playing my 53rd album, titled Partially Inexplicable. That last song was called Burial Chamber. This next song, as my regulars know, I dedicate a song to someone on every album. This next piece is called Transcendental Intuition. This is going out to my friend Andy Gunn, Andy the Machine Gun. Totally awesome guy. Andy and I met. Sarah had gotten to know him. He runs a hardware store, and so she was stopping in to get stuff for this place she worked at. They started chatting, and it turns out he is an amateur filmmaker. I'd call him kind of a semi-pro filmmaker. He made this film. I never know what this film is called when I'm streaming this album, and so I cannot promote it because I'm just a total jerk. But it was this kind of horror/comedy movie about Bigfoot and these people out camping, and it was just super fun. And so we were going to one of his. He was doing like a kind of premiere tour of the movie, and we went to a little theater in Seattle and saw this film, and we went to dinner with him beforehand and got to know him, and just such a cool guy, just a really easy guy to get along with, very nice. And we went and had a total blast at this theater watching this film. And see, I haven't seen Andy in a few years since we moved out to Eastern Washington, but Andy, I hope you're doing well out there, my man. This piece is called Transcendental Intuition. We got Claire coming in on YouTube as well. I believe that's also a new name on YouTube. Thank you very much for coming in. Twitch Brewer says, love your setup. It rocks. Thank you. I have worked I worked very hard at getting this set up to where it is. When I started streaming about 4 years ago, I just had 4 lights on the floor. I was actually pointing the other way in the room, and the door was visible, so I switched directions, and I just had 4 lights on the floor, and I kind of had to work out, okay, how do I get these lights to work? Because none of this is random. Every single light on and off is programmed in advance for the full album, and so yeah, I'm really pleased with where my light setup and my cameras and stuff have gotten to, and I may be adding in a couple more cameras in the near future, a couple different angles. We'll see how that works out, but yeah, it's been a very fun journey. Twitch Brewer says, need a bigger following. You seriously, champ. Thank you very much. I strongly agree, and it looks like Claire also agrees. I am a very introverted person, so I never get out on social media. I mean, if you look at so I'm streaming to 15 different places. So I'm streaming to my personal Facebook and my themadpoet.net Facebook, my band Facebook. If you look at those, you won't find an actual post from me for 3 years. And there's just stream. All the streams are saved on there, but I never actually post on it. I'm terrible at that. So if you like what I'm doing, by all means, tell your friends about it. I would love to have a bigger following. I really enjoy performing. It's just, as a musician, I find it one of the great pleasures in life. Maybe not as great a pleasure as homemade pizza, which maybe I'll make a pizza tonight. That's a really good idea. Earned a subscriber here. Definitely want to see more. Thank you very much for subscribing. And I know like I said, I'm streaming out to 15 different places. I don't always see on some of those sites, I don't see new subscribers always on YouTube. It's inconsistent whether or not I see them. Some of them like Kick and Twitch, those show up very readily. But so if you're a new follower or subscriber out there, thank you very much for being a part of this. I know people can spend their time doing whatever they want. So whenever people spend a little time being a part of the Mad Poet setup, I really appreciate it. So for those who are new out here, I'm playing my 53rd album tonight. It's called Partially Inexplicable. Got 3 songs left in the show, and no, I'm trying to remember I haven't played this album for 7 or 8 months probably. It's been a long time. So it's the songs, but I do remember what's coming up now, and greatly appreciate everybody watching. And this is a very appropriate song title. This next one's called I've Been Looking for You. to slow it down here a little bit. We got 2 songs left of the show tonight. And again, thank you very much to everyone out there, my chatters, new followers, lurkers, subscribers, tippers, whatever it is you're doing out there. Hope you're having a good time with it. Greatly appreciate you being here, spending a little time with us here at the Mad Poet Society. We're slowing it down, like I said, but that doesn't mean this isn't awesome, because ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the G sharp minor portion of the show. You are welcome. This piece is called The Goddess of the Sky. Notice just as we started that song, I got an out of tune E string here. So I just didn't use that string on that song. got one song left here on this fine Eastern Washington evening / after. I guess it's pretty much evening. It's 8 o'clock out here now. But again, thank you very much for coming in wherever you're tuning in from any of the sites that I stream out to. Thank you very much for being here. New followers, new chatters, new lurkers, new subscribers, new tippers, new, old, young, whatever it's going on out there. Do what you do. Do it well. Last song of the evening is called Excessive Focus. All right, gang, that is all I've got tonight. Once again, thank you very much. I am the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society. Thank you for being here. Probably will be streaming tomorrow. I'm not going to make a promise on that one. I don't know exactly what I got going on, but I should have enough clear time to do a show. I do have some plans to start making some other types of video content as well. We'll see what happens with that. But until then,